All right, well, welcome everybody for Coach Strand's media availability on Wednesday. Big series coming up at home. We get Ferris State this weekend. So, first question, Coach. You're back home for the first time in a month. How does it feel to be back?
It feels like it's even been longer, I guess. You had the time span, and then you had the break, and then you had just a number of road trips we've had in between. So it's exciting to be back home. The snow's flying, so it feels like hockey around here too at the same time. And but we've liked our road time, I think, together and built and got better. We're excited to bring that home.
You get a Ferris State team that now you're familiar with, having played them on the road already this season. What did they bring to the table in terms of what they can do against you, and what do you have to do to prepare against them?
Oh, they're a tenacious team. I think you see their numbers all the time. They're pushing teams to the limit. If they're winning those games, if they're not winning those games, they've been definitely. Their work ethic is high end. I think they've got execution. You see the young man there get rookie of the week every other week. It feels like so. They're getting balance from their group. They've had moments of outstanding goaltending. But I think the one notable is they're competing. Their work ethic is pretty undeniable.
As far as your team goes, a couple guys getting CCHA Player of the Week honors. Can you comment on their performances last week at Augustana?
Yeah, happy. Even I guess I'll start with Rance in net. I thought he stood tall at big moments of games. Neither night did we give up many scoring chances per se, but I liked that Rance was able to close a game. That's a big piece of the puzzle, and as good as we maybe had it the night before, we didn't close the game, and then I thought night two, the amount of net pressure that they apply, I thought it was maybe for Rance one of the moments I think he really took another big step in his game. And then Evan Murr as a freshman keeps doing his thing. I thought he had actually maybe had a quieter night on Friday than he would have liked, and he was outstanding on Saturday. And it's a moment of his game. The game has really matured. He's matured. He's allowing the game to come to him. He's not forcing things. I think there was probably some times earlier in the year where he wanted to create something out of nothing, and it was pretty evident. And now I just feel he's at a different. The game slowed down for him, and it's really helped us play.
Questions for Coach?
Coach, I wanted to ask a little more about Keenan. I know early in the year he was coming back from an injury, didn't a lot of ice then, but how nice is it to have this rotation kind of going that you've had a little bit lately, where you're mixing in both, and a couple different guys are getting a chance to help you win depending on the night.
Yeah, I think two side. One is it's the healthiest Rance has been, no question on that. You can see just in his confidence as far as his movements, and there's no question on that part. I think the other, as a tandem, when you start to go, they complement each other, but they compete each other. You're finding time in practice now. They don't want to come on the net because they don't want to give up the net for the other. I find that healthy, and I think the performances follow. And at the same time, I think it's really good for our team as a whole to know that whatever goaltender is going to go in the net, they give us a great chance to win the game.
Coach, coming back home, team's record actually at home, one game under 500. How important is it for you the second half of the season to, I guess, just defending the home ice?
Yeah, it's. I guess you forget about that, to be honest with you. um, we've got these series that there's 3 series left at home, and you're trying to gain home ice for playoff opportunity. We want to play well in front of our fans, our group, and the intensity that our community and our campus community and the hockey community around here puts into the arena here. It's an awesome place to play, and solving that equation. I mean, I don't think we've played necessarily overly lousy games at home, but we want to get to a home schedule. I would tell you this, for a group that, I don't think I'm speaking for myself, I'd probably speak for a lot of teams. When you get a group that's probably playing better on the road than maybe they have at home. A lot of time that's just got to do with their environment. They're captured. They're in a meeting. They're in a hotel. They're at the rink. There's the outline percentages of their life are really gone, and now you're just really hockey centric and focused. So playing at home is not easy when you've got school and you got other things to balance. So we got to get our guys on track for that.
Coach, your
One more.
earlier the earlier series that you had with Ferris, you had some guys with some big weekends. Morton, both nights were big. Souter had the 4 assists the one night. Anything stand out to you as you remember back to that play, just on the overall offensive outpour that you guys had in those 2 games?
Friday night we definitely had a lot of speed. We had a lot of execution. It was one of our best road games as far as front page to back page. I think playing from the front there allowed us to do some things. And then night 2, the games they're dangerous. I mean, I think Ferris is a very dangerous team. They like that tenacity. If you execute, maybe they put some things into your favor. If you don't execute, and the longer that game stays close, I think their energy and compete and tenacity is something that really pulls them through a lot of games. And we got to make sure we get best players playing best player hockey.
One more question about in terms of the goaltenders. I've had a chance to talk to those guys before, and the dynamic between all 3 of them seems pretty special, both on and off the ice, in terms of really the logo in the front being the most important thing. How much does that help your team when you've got a goaltending room with a mentality like that?
I think you're right on, Kevin. The logo in the front, they're way about each other. Like, sometimes not everyone's cheering for the goalies as much as the goalies are cheering for the goalies because they understand the position the most. I love that they've got each other's backs. The other interesting part that I think they've really taken steps in Millsy for sure included is their understanding of each other's mentalities and where they are mentally and when they need to stay away from someone and when they need to compliment and when they need to kick. I think they get each other the most on that facet of it. And they're great teammates to each other. I think it does help the rest of the group. I mean, sometimes goaltenders can be the most selfish position in the world in a good way because they need to be. But at the same time, I think they've got a really good team-centric feel for what they do every day here.
Any other questions for Coach? All right. Appreciate you joining us.
Thanks, guys.